Dale Dye, Marine captain, retired. Military advisor, sometime movie star, it would seem now. And I know it's a serious question to open this thing up with, but I think it's a very important one. Can a movie like Platoon make a difference in what has been a rampant romanticizing of the Vietnamese conflict? Will this movie make a difference? Any predictions in the public mind?
Yes, I think so, and I certainly hope so. I think both Oliver and I and other men who've faced the elephant and heard the owl are a little tired of revisionist history, and we want to pass along to our progeny and certainly to our fellow Americans that the distant sound of bugles and the glory and the honor and the other trappings that we tend to pin on the military experience and on war are really false, and they're only developed in hindsight, and long distant hindsight.
And among the axes that you set out to grind on this picture was something that you called the bottomless magazine. Let's use that as a takeoff point. Yeah. Let's start to correct some of these.
All right, well, we certainly wanted to, we didn't want any veteran, regardless of what conflict, we didn't want them to catch us short. The Bottomless magazine is a classic example. I don't know how many cop shows and military movies we've seen. They never run out of ammunition. I mean, you know, and
the rifles never jam.
An M1 Garand has 8 rounds in a clip, but to see them happen in most combat films, they must have at least 150 rounds in that thing somewhere. Well, we went out of our way to ensure that you see soldiers changing magazines, bringing ammo up. We made sure that they always had ammunition bandoliers with spare magazines when they had their weapon.
And you know, these hand grenades have remarkably minor league explosions.
Don't they? Don't they? And any veteran, including you, who's thrown a hand grenade, will tell you that it's a minor boom. It is not a subnuclear explosion, as many special effects guys would have you believe. A guy throws a simple fragmentation hand grenade, weighs about 1 pound, and suddenly you get a mushroom cloud. You know, it's just not the way it is.
And some wonderfully comic moments with dialogue among the short timers.
Yeah.
Oh, how I remember that. Thank you for putting that in there as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad to hear that you did that. That you recognize that. We have a lot of subliminal things in that film. Subliminal things that the veterans are picking up and that other people have not, because they have no frame of reference. But those small things, like the conversation between short-timers, yeah.
Not that we're any more sensitive. I hope I'm wrong.
Does anybody remember where we were?
Are you all right there, young lady? Can we continue now? Great. Hey.
Okay. So what are you suggesting we start with singling?
If you can be tight on him, and I'll just direct a question, yeah.
Okay, we have speed.
All right. Okay. You said something this morning that knocked my socks off, in that you thought actors make great soldiers.
Yeah, I do. I think that I found myself wishing, as we continued through training, that some of my young Marines had been actors, because they brought such an intelligence and such a perception and such a motivation. They were so easy to motivate. They were just marvelous. And another 10 days of good, hard training with live ammunition, I think I would have taken that platoon into combat.
Yeah, let's carry it even further. Career soldiers, career actors, they always have to keep adapting, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And you know, that's a theory that I've had for a long time, which has caused no end of arched eyebrows in professional military circles. But I have had the theory that professional soldiers, professional military men, are inherently good actors. They have to be. They're constantly being moved to new jobs, to new units, to new assignments, promoted, and in each time this happens, they have to take on a new persona to please the boss or something like that. So you become a kind of a chameleon, like a good actor.
If I may, I'd like to ask you to look right into that camera and talk to the veterans out there who are, one, either not sure if they want to see this film or not, and for those who may not be able to face this film. That's okay too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can you look at them and just talk to them a little bit about that?
Yeah, brothers, do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Forget about the way you wanted the war to be. Remember how the war was. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Go see our film. If it's therapeutic, fine. if it helps your family understand what happened to you after the war, or why you couldn't adapt so readily as your dad or your granddad did, that's okay too. If you can't go see it, I understand. Some of us have to bury those memories and get on with life. But I want you to understand, whether you see it or not, that both Oliver and I made this film for you.
You care about those guys out there.
Yeah, I do. They're my brothers.
I want to thank you very much for this picture, Platoon.
My pleasure.
Dale Dye, Marine Captain, retired. Not so retired.
Well, more or less.
Still in action. And with this guy, I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV 5 in New York City.